Check the pressure gauge for zero pressure. Disconnect the gas hose. Loosen and remove the 8 bolts on the lid. Bolts are installed in a star pattern / cross hatch, so it is easier to unscrew the bolts in the same order as they were assembled. Unscrew and open the fill port located on the top of the powder feeder. Gently remove the upper wave spring. Remove the drum. The drum can be slippery. Remove the metering block while wiggling it side to side. Gently remove the lower wave spring. Disassemble the plunger on the lid using an Allen key. The parts are the plunger tip, spring, 2 bolts, and plunger feed tube. Use alcohol to wipe clean the 2 wave springs, fill port, drum, metering block, lid parts, and the interior of powder feeder. What kind of alcohol can be used? Use isopropyl alcohol, IPA, or ethanol. Don't worry about using a lot. It will dry fast. Use chemical wipes with the alcohol so no lint is left behind on the parts. Use alcohol to wipe clean the 2 holes on the plunger tip. Use alcohol and a pipe cleaner to clean the plunger feeder tube. Put the lower wave spring back into the powder feeder with the raised edge on the opening facing down. If the raised edge side on the opening slit of the wave spring is facing up, the metal will scratch and damage the plastic part of the next piece. Look for wear between the metering block and drum by putting the 2 together and holding them up to the light. This visual inspection is important to make sure there is no wear and tear on the metering block or on the drum to allow for smooth passage of powder through the holes. Put the metering block into the powder feeder. Make sure the lip is facing up. Put the drum inside the feeder. Turn with your hands until the drum lodges down into the feeder with a click. Put the plunger feed tube back onto the lid. Put the spring back on top of the rod and reattach the plunger tip with an Allen key. Put the bolts back on the lid in a star pattern and tighten with 2 wrenches. A star pattern, or cross hatch, ensures an even pressure across the lid as it is being tightened in place. Example: top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right, tighten. Middle top, middle bottom, middle left, middle right, tighten. Screw the fill port back onto the lid and tighten the cap. Connect the gas hose with 2 wrenches. Make sure the connection point doesn't bend. Disconnect the thermocouple. Loosen the hot gas hose connection using the appropriate wrench while holding the applicator body in place with another wrench. Disconnect the hot gas hose. Loosen both the powder feeder hose connections using the appropriate wrench while holding the following connection in place with another wrench. Hot gas hose shouldn't touch powder feed hose. Loosen the 4 bolts on the plate using the appropriate wrench and then remove them by hand. Remove the applicator from the robot arm. Loosen the 2 screws on the plate, and remove the plate. Check the applicator for clogs. Clean the injector tube with alcohol if there is powder buildup. If the tube gets clogged, the clogs should be removed, or it should be replaced. Flash a light through the applicator to look for buildup. You should be able to see light from the front of the applicator through the injector tube inside. Attach plate to applicator body using 2 screws. Use metal standoffs between the applicator and plate. Why is it important that the plate does not move? Movement of the plate after it is attached can lead to breaking of the ceramic standoffs attached to it after. Put 1 screw and ceramic standoff on and attach the plate with applicator onto the robot arm. Fix the other 3 screws onto the plate with 3 more ceramic standoffs and tighten them with the shorter end of the wrench. Brush off any powder remains or debris on the gas hose connection threads to ensure a leak-free connection. Any remnants left on the threads of the bolts will prevent the bolts from tightening down completely, creating tiny spaces where powder and gas can leak through during a spray. Apply Never Seize coating on the fastener side. Never Seize is an anti-seize compound. Anywhere you have a hot connection, put anti-seize on the threads to protect it from heat and wear and tear. Attach the hot gas hose to the connection on the applicator. Tighten the heater hose bolt using the appropriate wrench, making sure the connection points stay straight. Hand tighten the powder feed hose, then use 2 wrenches to tighten more. Plug in the thermocouple.